My loyal viewers, supporters, and the one them where I watch and now say nothing. No worries, still a spoon. Alright, love on the same way. Yeah, so I'm up. The kitchen I get started. Yeah man. And we have some nice things that go on in there today. And for all of the people them where
love them belly.
Yeah man. The show I go start. Alright. Welcome once again to another episode in Dean's Kitchen. Alright, today I will be preparing for you spicy fried chicken. Finger licking wonderful. Alright, so in my bowl here I have just about 10 pieces of chicken. Now they are already washed in vinegar water twice. I washed them twice. Alright, yes, so I'm gonna go ahead and season everything. Here I have in this bowl, I have my Maggie all-purpose seasoning, I have my chicken seasoning, I have my paprika, I have my chili powder, I have my jerk seasoning. Right here I have my minced garlic, I have my minced ginger, and the quantity for this seasoning, 1 teaspoon each, just about 1 and a little bit teaspoon each. Now we're gonna combine all these, we're gonna put them on our chicken. In this bottle here I have my dragon fire pepper sauce. Now you don't necessarily have to use this. You can use your scotch bonnet pepper, or you can just use a chili pepper or whatever you choose, but because the purpose of this fried chicken, it's spicy fried chicken, I'm gonna use this just about a tablespoon or less of this dragon fire pepper sauce. Alright, in this bottle here I have my Walker's Wood Caribbean one-stop sauce. Alright, it has a mix of different blends and flavors and spices. Alright, if you want to know what is included in this bottle, you can just check the description below. In this bottle here I have my Lasco fish and meat sauce. General flavors and spices included, which I'm gonna use just about a teaspoon of each in my seasoning. Alright, in this little container here I have just about 2 tablespoons of homemade jerk seasoning, and it includes a variety of different blended seasonings combined together. So everything combined, I will be adding them to my meat for flavoring. Alright, and I'm gonna put away my meat for maybe about 5-6 hours and leave it to marinate. Last but not least, my homemade jerk seasonings. And if you want to know all the ingredients that I use to achieve this wonderful blend, it smells really good. Alright, you can just check the description below. If you want to see a video of how it's made, you can also leave a comment for that one. Now, to combine all these seasonings and spices to your meat, it's best to use a glove or gloves on both hands. But for me, I'm gonna use my bare hands. Now, it's best to get your hands clean and nice before touching your meat. Alright, so I went ahead before and washed my hands and dried them properly. Now I'm gonna go ahead and combine all the seasonings to the meat. Ensure to get all these seasonings beneath the skin of pieces of the meat, like the leg here. Alright, so you just take the part of the meat and you just try and get all the seasonings underneath the skin of the meat. So you mix and marinate this for about 3 to 5 minutes just to get it thoroughly mixed and to get all these seasonings in every part of the chicken. Right? It's smelling so good. I would love if you could smell what's happening right here. Look how lovely it looks. Alright, so the combination of all the seasonings and spices is complete. So I went ahead and covered my container with cling wrap. Alright, now I'm gonna place it in my refrigerator and leave it for just about 5 to 6 hours. Alright, until dinner time. Alright, so it's best to put it in the refrigerator. Cold air helps to get the seasoning more soaked, but if you prefer to leave it on your countertop, it's up to you. Welcome back, my loyal viewers and supporters. Now the time has come for the breading of the chicken, the moment you've all been waiting for. Let's go. Alright, so here in this container I have my chicken that has been marinating for roughly about 5-6 hours, and it's all smelling so good and nice, lovely. Alright, so in this container here I have roughly about 4 cups of all-purpose flour. In this dish here I have 1 teaspoon of coriander powder, anise powder, and cumin powder. I have the same amount of salt, paprika, 1.5 teaspoons of dried thyme leaves. Right here next to these two I have just a little toops of egg powder. No, this is optional. You know, I'm gonna just use this to give my chicken a little color, but you don't have to if you don't need to. In this 1/4 cup here I have some cornstarch which I'm gonna be adding to my flour. Now all of these combined in the flour will be my breading for the chicken. And in this container here I have some water, some room temperature water, which I'll be adding the chicken to, and back into the flour, the breading, and then back into the water. Then we're gonna let it drain, and then we're gonna add it to the oil. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add my seasonings to the flour, which will eventually become the breading. I use my little spoon here. I'm gonna just be careful if you're gonna use the egg powder not to get it on your hands. It's very strong, trust me, very, very strong. Alright, so just be careful. Add my cornstarch. I'm gonna use my fork here to just mix it all together. So this is what it's supposed to look like with all the seasonings combined to the flour. Ensure to use a fork. It's better to sift through the flour and the rest of seasonings that will be added to it. Now it is what we call the breading, cooking terms. There are 3 steps to the breading process, which I'll be demonstrating to you as I go along. So here I take the first piece of chicken. It is cold, right temperature for the breading. I'm gonna place it in the flour. I'm gonna take another piece and I'm gonna place it in the flour. Alright, remember your hand should be clean for this process, alright, because you're gonna get it all in the flour and all. So take your hands, add it to the flour, the breading. I keep saying flour, I don't know why. Ensure that the breading gets in all parts of the chicken. So just ensure to get flour all parts of the chicken as best as you can. Alright, so we normally use 2 pieces at a time so that we can use them to knock on each other, knock off the excess flour. So this is the piece here, right? So you have to ensure that we get the breading in these parts that are hidden with skin. So you have to pay keen attention to that as you go along. Alright, so you knock off the excess breading from the chicken, place it in your container with water, have it submerged. Your hand's gonna get messy because you're gonna be in the flour, you're gonna be in the water. So here is where you use your thumb. So after it's submerged for maybe about 20 to 30 seconds, remove it from the water, hold it gently, remove it from the water. Ensure to drain off the excess water before adding it to your strainer. It's a step-by-step procedure. So ensure that the excess water is shaken off. You leave it there for a while. So we're gonna take our next 2 pieces, and we're gonna repeat the procedure with the breading. Important tip to take note of: it's best to press onto the meat the breading. Doing so ensures that the breading sticks to the meat better. But it's important in step 1, but it will be most important in step 2. So as you can see, both pieces have been completely covered in breading. I'm going to use them both to shake off the excess from each. So I'm going to add to my water again, have them submerged. Alright, now I'm going to remove these 2 pieces with my tongue, add them back to my breading. Now this is where the pressing comes in very important. Alright, so these must not stay in the water for too long. So while I just added these 2 to the breading, I'm going to remove these 2, because having them in the water too long can rub off the seasonings. You don't want that, you're trying to prevent that. So I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to scoop and fold the breading onto these 2 which I just added. Once again, ensure that the breading covers all pieces, every little cribbits and corners, my granny would have said, every little nook and cranny. Right. I'm a videographer, I want to laugh, but you hold it. Big up, Annie. Yeah, man. Yeah. So after covering all parts, press it. Press on the breading onto the meat. There we go. This is the pressing procedure. Press, fold, press, press, fold, press. Alright, so it's partially complete, not until we finish knocking off the excess. Look at it. You can notice the flakes already because we breaded it twice and washed it once. Alright, so we're gonna add to our tray right here. Look look how lovely it look already, and it don't touch the oil as yet. Alright, so I'm gonna complete the rest, then I'll be right back with you. Okay, so I'm on to the last two pieces. They have already been washed and they're on the second phase of the breading, so I'm just gonna knock them off one to another, place them in my pan. Alright, they have all been breaded now. So I went ahead and I've set my oil, about 3 cups of vegetable oil in my frying pan, working to achieve about 350 degrees Fahrenheit, to which I'm gonna add pieces of my meat to for the frying. So stay tuned. As I had mentioned before, I had set my oil, it's about 3 cups of vegetable oil, in my frying pan to heat. It has reached maximum heating temperature, which I'm looking for, 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Alright, I'm gonna add chopped garlic, ginger, a piece of scotch bonnet pepper, and a few pimento berries to the oil. Now this will give the oil flavor. It's very important. You can skip this process if you wish, but it is recommended. It gives the oil flavor. You just drop them in the oil and allow it to burn. So I removed just about almost garlic and the ginger and the pepper that were in the oil burning. Right, remove them, give them about 3 minutes and remove them. We don't want them to be in the oil while frying is in process. So we're gonna add our pieces of chicken gently to the oil. Be careful not to let it splash. It will burn you because it is extremely hot at the moment. So we gently lay our chicken pieces to the side as much as the pot can hold, one at a time, gently. So I've added 6 pieces, as you can see, and it's partially covered in oil. The aim is to have these fry for roughly about 5 to 6 minutes on each side. You have to constantly check it so that it ensure that it doesn't burn on either side. So I'll be back with you in a while. So the time has come. 5 minutes has passed. We gave it roughly about 6 minutes. Just a little grace period. So I'm gonna flip these on the other side. See how nice and lovely the texture of these look. Hey, some of them are really bad, you know, man. They know I'm flipping them. But you can notice, if you notice the flakiness on these chicken. I'm just taking my time here because I don't want to get burnt. Hey, but hot, you know. I need to tell you, hey, you mess with me, no still, I'm just a sick. You laugh, you can go. Alright, so take a close look how these look. Take a close look at them. See the flakes? Yes. That's why we breaded them more than once. It was actually 2 times. But you can go as many times as you want, just to achieve the flakiness that you see here. You want to smell it. Jesus, feed them smell good. Alright, so stay tuned. So the time has finally come for us to remove these chicken pieces from the oil. So I gave each side 5 minutes as promised. Now I'm going to remove them gently from the oil. Be sure to shake off the excess oil before placing it onto your tray lined with towel. And of course, you know the towel will absorb some amount of the oil from the chicken. Hey, some of them unruly, so you have to be careful how you hold them, alright? They will drop right back into the hot oil and cause a splash, and that splash can be dangerous. So, look at the texture of these that I have already added to the tray. Oh, lovely and nice they look. I'm gonna add the remainder of the chicken to the oil and be right back with you. Okay. So all pieces of my chicken have been fried and they look wonderful, amazing. Alright, as you can see, texture, color, it has this flakiness about it, which we wanted to achieve, and we have achieved it. Alright, so I'm gonna take one piece and I'm gonna break it. I'm gonna show you. Now we're gonna add more paper towels, allow it to drain some more. As you can see, it's a bit oily. It's not good to consume so much oil, so we're gonna work on that. But as you can see, the inside is cooked wonderful, and the seasoning, that's why it was good to season it before, and also to add seasoning to the breading. You should taste it. It's lovely, all cooked on the inside. Thanks again for tuning into Dean's Kitchen. Please remember to subscribe, hit the notification bell for any new content we drop. Yeah man! Alright, like, share, leave your comments below. Any questions or queries. Respect.